Well.
You want to go for a cup of coffee?
I can't. I gotta get back. I've got guests coming.
Bye, Jody. I wish you and Paul all the best. If you're ever in Abingdon, Virginia, you look me up, okay?
Okay. Merry Christmas.
I want you to read chapters 5 to her.
We need to get you a station and some people to put down there.
Look how fast it goes.
They sure didn't go this fast when I was a boy.
Oh, Timmy. Looks like your mom's home. John?
Coming. Be right back, Timmy.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea it would take so long.
Hi there. Let me take that.
Oh, thank you. Hey, you've got it up and running.
Grandpa helped.
Yeah, Tim did most of it.
Oh, he's growing up too fast, Jody. I mean, he's grown at least 2 inches.
Easily.
He looks more like Jeff every time I see him. John, you remember the way Jeff had
Now,
that...
Susan.
Mom, look at the catches my Gramps bought me. And a baseball and a bat.
I see. Very cool grandparents. I'm so happy you're both here.
Mr. Mason like his present, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Aha, yes, your new fella.
My new what?
We're looking forward to meeting him today. Tim says he's coming to dinner. We're very happy for you, Jody.
No, he's not mine.
We'll dance at your wedding.
No, I'm not marrying Mr. Mason. Timothy, you know perfectly well I'm not marrying Steve.
I didn't say who you were gonna marry.
But he's been talking about Mr. Mason all morning.
Look, I don't even know Mr. Mason. We just met each other. No, I'm marrying Paul.
Paul?
Well, you remember Paul.
Oh, yes, Paul. Oh, well, that's very good news, isn't it, John?
Yes, very.
And Mom, I forgot. Paul called.
You did?
But I told him you went to see Mr. Mason at his apartment.
Terrific. What do you say?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
For dinner?
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello,
oh,
Mrs.
nice
Innes.
to see you.
Very nice to see you. Miss
Oh,
Innes?
good to see you.
Jody told us the big news.
Yes.
Congratulations.
She talked me into it.
Hey, look at the tray Mr. Mason bought me.
Let's see it back out.
Careful.
So you went to his apartment?
He wasn't there.
I didn't know you knew him so well.
I don't. I went there.
Did you ask Mr. Mason to come eat with us?
No.
He wasn't home, Tim.
He was in a...
The park?
You met him in the park.
What was he doing in the park on Christmas morning?
You're all asking me these questions about a man I hardly even know who's leaving to go build barns in Virginia anyway.
Barnes?
Yes, barns. But he's going to build barns. Well, he may not build them. Well, he may. But convert them. And look, none of us are ever going to talk to him again, so why don't we just get ready to eat and enjoy it? Shall we?
Officer Johnson, ma'am. I'm looking for a Mrs. Innes.
I'm Mrs. Ennis.
The Mrs. Innes that possibly might know a Steve Mason.
I know Steve Mason.
What's the matter? Did something happen to him?
I wonder if you mind coming down to the station with me.
Why can't you talk to her here?
Because the lieutenant's down at the station with Mr. Mason. And Mr. Mason says you'll be able to explain everything. And since it's Christmas, we thought before we put him in jail.
Jail?
Well, he says he's too broke to post bail. So, if you wouldn't mind.
Shortly before 9 this morning in the Botanical Gardens, sir, a Mervyn Fisher was hit on the head, tied up with a man's scarf, and robbed of $356. Also stolen was a gift he was taking to his aunt on the west side. A pair of silver salt and pepper shakers. A little later, Officer Johnson, in the course of his investigation, noticed that Mr. Mason here was loitering suspiciously. He admitted he was unemployed, broke, and that the scarf belonged to him. Salt and pepper shakers were found on his person.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought it would be something much worse.
You expected the suspect to be involved in a serious crime?
No, no.
Jody? Lieutenant,
This one's a lawyer.
Is that so?
with your permission.
In profound gratitude.
Did Mervyn Fisher identify Mr. Mason?
Didn't see who hit him.
Has Mr. Mason searched to see whether the stolen money was on his person?
We found $49.52 on his person.
I told him it's the only money I had.
There's nothing easier to hide than money. He stashes it, picks it up later when it's all clear.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant, look, I can clear this up.
Well, that would make my day, miss. Because then I could get home for Christmas dinner on time, which would please my wife no end. So if Clarence Darrow there has no objections, proceed.
You know, I'm interested in this myself.
Early this morning, Mr. Mason and I were in the park, and he gave his scarf away to a man that he thought was down on his luck.
Oh.
As a sort of Christmas present. And then a few minutes later, a little girl wearing rollerblades and reindeer antlers came along and gave Mr. Mason a gift from him, the salt and pepper shakers.
A little girl on rollerblades with reindeer antlers gave him the shakers?
You have to believe me.
Not if I don't want to.
Oh, there's no need to talk to her like that.
You defending her, too?
She's my fiancée.
Oh. Oh. He's your fiancé.
That's right.
Then what were you doing in the park with this guy 9 o'clock Christmas morning?
I don't see what this has to do with the case.
That's why I'm a cop and you're not.
Look, early this morning, a train arrived. An electric toy train, a very expensive one for my son from Mr. Mason.
The guy's without a job. He's broke. And he buys a kid an expensive electric train. Now, why would you do that?
Gift giving is a tradition in my family.
Yeah? And that's why you gave a complete stranger the scarf you were wearing. That a family tradition, too, huh?
No, you see, I gave Mr. Mason a vest, the one he's wearing.
What's a vest got to do with a scarf?
Exactly, they clashed.
They did, so he gave away the scarf.
You bought him a vest.
Well, no, actually, I bought it for... It was under the tree.
Ah.
The romantic relationships of the parties concerned have nothing to do with this case. Now, you have only the weakest kind of circumstantial evidence.
You have to believe us.
Of course I have to. It's too stupid to be made up.
No charges?
No. You can take him home. In fact, you know, you should take him home with you.
Oh, Mr. Mason.
Well, he's alone. He's broke.
I'm not broke.
You've got to have room at the table for one more, don't you?
What? Of course, if Mr...
I really don't want to intrude.
Nonsense. You wouldn't be intruding. Now, would he, Counselor?
No.
Good. Good. Now get out of here. And, Merry Christmas.
This is my favorite Christmas ever. I want to play dinner tomorrow.
Mr. Ennis?
Mommy, you look beautiful.